lack of comfort, whether it's DJK's arrest. There were so many rumors of fighting. There was rumors of discontent. Are we seeing the root of this now coming to the surface?
No, I think, you know, I can't tell you, but my guess is the behaviors of this year's team off the field, and I'm just guessing at this, probably aren't much different. We have a lot of the same parties that we're talking about were on the team last year. You know, and when you win 11 games, everything's fine, and when you win 7, it's a whole different level of scrutiny. That comes with the territory. I understand that. Just like issues about academic failure, conduct issues, those types of things. That's part of college athletics. So you deal with them as well as you possibly can. You try to be as aggressive and much ahead of the game as possible. But knowing, you know, that you're doing all those types of things, you know, you're gonna have things happen that you don't choose or you don't like. They're not of your choosing. So you deal with it, and as they come along, you know, you try to get ahead of the game. But as they come along, you deal with it.
Did drugs cause a fissure? Did drugs cause a fissure in this locker room?
A what?
Did drugs cause any kind of rift?
I would have no idea. Not to my knowledge, but I would have no idea.
Did you have any inclination before DJK's arrest that he had any kind of a drug problem whatsoever?
No, I didn't.
Coach, you've talked about the end of the 2006 season being a low point. How does this compare to that?
I think that's a different season. You know, this was basically this was a year of close losses outside of our last game, which was a close loss, but I put that in a different category. It's you know, it's about as simple as that.
So, Kirk, you saying in the big picture, this team's really no different than any other teams as far as chemistry and just social and citizenship?
Yeah, it's my experience when you win 11 games, 10 games, you know, things go along pretty smoothly. But to think that you don't have, you know, someone skipping class or someone breaking curfew, things like that, that'd be pretty idealistic thinking.
Were Johnson-Koulianos and Jewel Hampton divisive figures on the team?
Not to my knowledge. No. If they were, you know, we would have done something about that. Not to my knowledge. And Jewel's pretty, just for the record, I mean, Jewel's pretty much been out of the equation now for, what, 6, 7, 8 weeks, somewhere in that ballpark. He's basically been rehabbing.
The rumors and speculation went viral pretty quickly and across the nation. Do you feel like
Imagine that, yeah. I'm sorry.
Can you imagine the reputation of this program has been damaged?
You know, I can't answer that. I can't answer that. All I know is that we've been pretty diligent with what we do on a daily basis, and we've got basically, in this case right now, we're talking about one player that had legal issues, and beyond that, that's where it is. And again, I'll go back. The other night we had 25 seniors up in front of the team that have done a great job. You know, they've made it to their senior year, done a great job academically, done a good job on the football field. You're not going to win 11 games as much as we'd like to. We're not going to win 11 games every year, and that's part of the landscape. So, you know, the media attention in a negative light, you know, it's never a good thing, certainly. But you know, there's not a lot of focus on good things typically. There have been a lot of good things that happened this year, and we've got an awful lot of good young people on the team right now.
And I would just add to that you know, beyond just this year, I think one of the things that University of Iowa has done, and certainly Kirk has done, is if you look at the body of work over many years, to answer your question about, you know, does this damage the reputation? Again, for today, you know, it's no fun to stand up here and talk about a challenge that we're dealing with, but overall, I think people know what we stand for over a long haul. And to that end, and I'm doing this purposely, but you know, Kirk talked about the banquet, he talked about the positives. We have so many student athletes who are doing things the right way. I think today we sent out, where's Rick Klatt? I think we sent out today our GSR, our graduation success rate is 12th in the country of bowl teams. I understand that there's other things being talked about, but just to put back in Kirk's into the perspective, the vast majority of our student athletes and our football players are doing things the right way. And I know when we go through issues like this, that can get lost.
Kirk, you did when you came here, you did bring a heightened awareness to drug testing. I know that. Why was that, and where did you get that philosophy?
Well, as I alluded to earlier, you know, and if I could have done it when I was coaching in high school, I would have done it. You know, drugs are part of our culture. I think we all realize that, and it's not unique to football or any one sport. I think there are two approaches you can take. You can put your head in the sand and hope nothing happens, which, you know, if you just waited around for the Big Ten testing, NCAA testing, I think you'd really lose ground there. So we have been very proactive. This year in particular, with all the hype and expectations, for lack of a better word, And really around here, one of the downfalls of Iowa, one of the great things about it is the attention. Our fan base is the best. I mean, they're extremely enthusiastic. Our media coverage is extensive and thorough. And one of my fears has always been that players really don't have to do a lot around here. All you have to do is be on the team and you're a celebrity. So, try to keep our guys grounded. And, I'm not going to put my head in the sand. We want to be proactive. We want to get out in front of things. And if there is an issue, if a player does have an issue, I'd like to think that we would know on the front end so we can do something to change and help shape, as I started out the conversation. And that's our goal. I mean, we're in the business of education, trying to help people along and grow. There is a drug culture on every college campus, and if someone's involved in that, we want to know ahead of time so we don't have an incident like we did last week, because that's a bad result. Anytime a player leaves our program for academic reasons, social reasons, or football reasons, it's I feel like we've failed. Those are losses, not the games on the field, and we want to try to do all we can to alleviate those things.
Gary, you mentioned about.
But let me finish too. I'm sorry. That being said, I'll tell you, we're not going to win them all. I learned that a long time ago. As hard as you may try, we are not going to turn our head. We're not going to look away or hope nothing comes along. That's never been our approach. And I like to hear bad news first. I don't want to hear it on the news or have police officers come tell me about something that's going on right now. That's not a pleasant experience. I'd rather know ahead of time and have a chance to try to fix it, which really is the spirit of our student code of conduct here. That's how that whole thing's been shaped, and I fully support the student code of conduct, and we've tried to do a good job working within that framework.
Have you had conversations with the Iowa City